Hi, this is Janet from Bringing More Fun to Math class. I wanted to go over what is included in this download. So here you have a digital activity and worksheets that are included. There are 3 versions of each of the activity that are actually the same questions, just modified. So when you download this, there's a PDF. The PDF has the worksheets. Worksheet number 1 is when all equations are written in y equals mx plus b, such as this. Students identify the m and the b. And then there's a graph to practice graphing those linear equations. Then there's one that's all in standard form. That's worksheet number 2 with a graph as well. And then there's one that's mixed, 5 equations in y equals mx plus b and 5 equations in standard form. And students have space to rearrange the equations, identify m and b with the graph. And then there's also solutions that I have here for you. I have pictures of the graphs, which I'll show you in a minute with the Google Slides. So the digital activity, when you download it, again, there's 3 versions of this. And it says, so in the title, standard form y equals mx plus b and mixed equations. So whatever you want to do, however you want to, vary those questions to your students is totally up to you. So when you assign students this activity, the first page is the instruction page. So it says on a separate sheet of paper. So this is one where it's in standard form. It's slightly adjusted for each worksheet. On a separate sheet of paper, rearrange each equation to slope and y-intercept form. Then they state the slope and y-intercept in the space provided. For fractional slopes, 1/4, type 1, and then the slash with the 4. Using the circles given, drag and drop the circle on the y-intercept. Using the slope, determine the next 3 points with the circle. Connect the circles, slash the points with the line given, and determine which food item the line goes through. Fill the food items in the correct order on the answer page. Take a picture and upload your work on the last page. So here is question number 1. So what students would do is they would rearrange this into y equals mx plus b. They do this on a separate sheet of paper, and then they would identify their m and their b. So they can click, there's a text box that's inserted in this document, and they can just type. So my slope here is +2. My y-intercept would be 0. Again, they're getting this from the worksheet that is on their that they can do on a separate line sheet of paper, or you can provide the worksheet to them to show all their work. So once I've entered in my slope and my y-intercept, my first step I'm going to do, I have these circles here, which are movable. I'm going to drag my point to 0, and then, or my y-intercept to 0, and then I'm going to use my slope. So that's 2. So it's saying rise 2, go over 1. So for my y-intercept, I go 1, 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. And again, it's a little bit tricky. It can be a little bit tricky to place the points, but it's pretty accurate. And then this is a movable line. So again, you can drag and drop to fit the points. You want to connect those points. And when you've connected those points, you can see that when you've done it correctly, this line will intersect a food item here. And if I look, that food item was a watermelon. So that means I know I've done it right. Every food item will connect with only one line. So I'm going to keep all of that information. I'm going to write down watermelon somewhere, and then I'm going to continue to go through these examples here. And then once I get to the second last page, here's the answer page. It has the questions. So there are 10 questions here. Question 1, the food item that was that intersected with the line was a watermelon. So I can also drag and drop these icons into the picture here. There's the answer sheet, which has all the correct food items in the correct order there. And then on the very last page, upload work here. Please take a picture of all your work and upload it here. So students can take a picture, drop it over here, and it will you can check their work to make sure that they're actually showing their work. So that was the activity that was all in standard form. And just to quickly show you, this one here is, it says in the title, all equations are y equals mx plus b. So again, you can go here, y equals 2x. There are 5 fractional equations, and again, this one, just to make sure that they know which one's the slope and y-intercept, I've interchanged them here. So again, students would just simply type here, what is the slope? -4/5. What is the y-intercept? +8. And then they would graph that y-intercept using the slope. And they can find their next points. So hopefully you and your students get great practice and have fun with this. I would love to hear your feedback on how you did with this. Thanks.